Okay, guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, Tuesday morning, which is the first day of the week that I like to trade. As you know, I kind of let Monday do its thing, let Monday come into the market, shows us what's going to happen for the rest of the week. Monday sets the tone for the rest of the week. I just kind of let that do its thing. So we can have a look at the currency strength now that the market has had a full 6 trillion in it. I know it's not that much really. So gold, positive 2.4. We know that long-term gold is absolutely super duper strong. So only looking for longs on that. Bitcoin, Swiss, and Euro. The yen, USD, and CAD are super weak. That's all we really need to know. The top three and the top bottom. Medium term, which is basically the 4-hour and the daily. British pound, gold, euro to the upside. USD, Japanese yen, and Bitcoin to the downside. Euro, gold, and Great British pound again, short term moving to the upside. And the USD is still a positive 1, but that's short term. New Zealand dollar, yen, and Aussie to the downside. So we can kind of see a theme that the yen, the USD are to the downside, and that euro, gold, and Great British pound are to the upside. So anything that we're trading against the USD is going to be bullish. Anything that we're trading against the yen is going to be bullish also. Do we have news today? We need to have a look at this. Sorry about that. So do we have any news today? We have CB consumer confidence at 1500, which will potentially give us some good trades. So I'm probably not going to place trade before 1500 because it does have quite a lot of volume in it. Then we have some Fed speeches. We have Fed Gould, Fed Waller, Fed Bowman, Fed Barr. You know, these guys aren't really that relevant compared to Powell. So it's this that's going to impact our trades today. The 1500, again, if I see one on gold at 1400, I'll probably take that and take it to 1500. But if we see an entry on the 1400 candle, I'm probably not going to place until like 10-15 minutes after this news. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's have a look at gold. So gold yesterday broke to the upside. We broke this daily. This is on the daily time frame. We already know what's happening weekly. So the daily moved to the upside. This is what I did want. I didn't want a move to the upside, then a move down, retest this level, and then a move up. Do we think that we're going to see that? Well, potentially. We didn't see it yesterday. We saw it at 1800, move to the upside again. Monday doesn't really have that much volume. So potentially today we are going to see that retouch. I would like to see it retouch this level and then move to the upside. With gold being super, super strong, we could just, however, see this happen. It doesn't have to come all the way back to there. It can just break this level here. So there's two options. There is either the straight break of this level, which will still be going to 2030. Or we have the much better trade of the move to the downside, retouch this level, and then move up. I think that option 1 is going to happen. To be fair, I can't see option 2 happening, but we'll see what happens during the US session. I think it's just going to do this, what it did here. Just straight shot move up. Same here. Obviously, it's not going to come back down and touch this level. We're kind of here right now. So if you look at the pattern, let's scroll out. If we put a zone here, look, this is kind of the exact same as this. Look. We're kind of here right now, okay? And then at 1400, 1500, potentially we're just going to break and move to the upside and do this kind of pattern here, this kind of pattern here, and just straight shot move up. So if we do break this high here, I'll be looking for longs to the upside on gold. Simple as that. US 100, the other one that I trade, NASD. So it has moved down. Let's have a look at the daily. What did the daily do yesterday? Daily was a pin bar. Potentially today, we are going to see the touch of this level, and then we'll see whether buyers are going to come in to push this to the higher time frame move to the upside. This is exactly what I want to see in the US 100. For the past couple weeks, it's just been straight shot moves to the upside. We haven't really had any entry to catch this move to the upside, unless you was, you know, just placing buys all the time. We haven't had a valid setup for my strategy anyway. So this is what I like to see. I like to see exhaustion. I like to see consolidation. Then hopefully we can catch this move to the upside. On the 1 hour time frame, exactly the same. So I'm going to show you an example of a really good trade that I got earlier in the year. That is the exact setup that I'm looking for today on this. So this is, so these two here. So these two, exactly what I'm looking for today. Right now we're at 9 a.m. I'm looking for this to come back down to our zone. At the open, bullish engulfing, moving to the upside. Same here. We're at 9 a.m. here, and then I'm literally looking for it to either consolidate or come down to the level and get a nice clean entry to the upside on this. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I do think it will move sort of like this here. See, exact same entry. It's always the exact same entry. I think it's going to move something like this, look. Boom, bullish engulfing at 1400, move to the upside. That's what I think is going to happen. There is also another kind of entry here, but this one I like the most. So it just literally repeats itself. We get a bullish engulfing. That was on a Friday. And that's all I trade. That's the exact setup I trade on US 100. Even moving to the downside, that's the exact setup. So now you've seen it. What do we think is going to happen here? Potentially, we're going to move to the downside, and then at 1500, we get a bullish engulfing. I think it might touch this level here. It would be great if it did. And then we move up all the way to 16550. Could be decent. Again, anything that breaks this high or gives us a nice bullish engulfing candle, I will be in this trade to the upside to break this high. Simple as that. No matter if it moves all the way down to here, it doesn't matter. We're still seeing buyer pressure here. Look. No matter if it stays here, as long as it's bullish, we'll be moving to the upside on this. Okay, so that's US 100. US 30, let's have a look at this. So let's have a look at 8 cap 1. So we haven't touched that level yet. I'm hoping for it to touch that level. But even if it doesn't, again, there's two options, the same as gold. No matter what on this one, same as the US 100, as long as it breaks the high, we are going to be going long. So if you prefer trading the US 30 over the US 100, if it breaks this high at 1500, you can go for a long. There's obviously two options. There's the one where it comes down here. I don't think that's going to happen. If anything breaks the high, guys, you can go long, put your stop loss just below. That's what I think is going to happen today. I think it's just going to be a straight shot day today. And you're looking for a setup sort of something like this. Obviously, this happened on a Monday. It normally doesn't happen on a Monday. But this is exactly the setup you are looking for. It's here right now. You're looking for a bullish engulfing at 1500. Boom. And then it to move all the way to the next level of sell pressure. Simple as that. Let's have a look at Great Japan against yen. Okay, so that would have been a valid entry. Bullish engulfing, breaking. I don't know what fundamentals were, but if you did take that, that would be still a valid entry. A little bit risky as it is at the daily zone. So again, if you did take it, let me know. But that would have still been a valid entry. So don't be too harsh on yourself if you did take it and you hit stop loss. Still a valid entry. Valid entries sometimes do still hit stop loss. It's absolutely fine. Just having risk management. So we can see that short term, the Great British pound is stronger than the yen. Medium term and everything else, it's still stronger. So it's just a little bit of bad luck that we was at the daily zone and we saw a little bit of sell pressure. Even though it's broke the uptrend, fundamentals are still to the upside. I would honestly wait for this to now make higher highs. Because we're making lower lows now, we are in a bullish rectangle or whatever you want to call it, bullish wedge, whatever. So what's the setup here? The setup is once it breaks and retests, this would be your entry. Okay, so you've got a very definite entry here. If we break, you can even catch the break if you want, but that's very, very advanced. I wouldn't advise that. Looking for an exhaustion and then the continue move. That is the one that I would trade. I'm gonna put this just there. No, in fact, I'm gonna keep the zone as is. I'm just gonna move this so it's quite obvious where the entry is, because you can't see it with this being red. So yeah, wait for the break, wait for the exhaustion and continue move to the upside. Simple as that on this. Just be a little bit patient with it. When it's doing this and fundamentals are clearly to the upside, this means it's going to break at some point. So don't bother trading this to the downside. There's no point. Don't try and guess that it's going to break. Wait for it to break. Wait for the exhaustion. Wait for your setup to actually play out. South Korea's pound against the yen. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin potentially is going to touch this level. It hasn't touched it yet. What I'm looking for is something kind of like this. I'm looking for a sharp move down and buyers to come back in. Sharp move down, buyers to come back in. Sharp move down, buyers to come back in. Very, very obvious buy pressure to come back in at this level. If we do touch this level, I'm going to be looking for quite aggressive buys. Unlike the usual setups, it's going to be quite aggressive. So it's probably going to be on the 4 hour, to be fair, because we can catch an entry here, we can catch an entry here, catch an entry here, and we at least make at least 2 to 1. So that's going to be a decent trade for me. So yeah, we're just literally waiting for the setup to happen on this. Simple as that. Nothing really new on this. So let's go to the other ones that you guys like to see, which is the Great Japan against the US dollar. So the Great Japan against the US dollar hasn't moved to the downside. It really hasn't done much. Are we still expecting this to move down? Let's have a look. Yes, because we're in this kind of phase. Look, we're in the consolidation phase. We have to have a pullback in order to move to the downside. Consolidation phase, move to the downside. It's probably even going to break the uptrend, touch this level and move to the upside. So that's the only setup I'm going to be looking for here. Still the exact same setup. It's probably going to break the uptrend, but we're still looking for a touch of the previous high. Because just like this did, this is the previous high here, moved up, consolidated, moved down, finally, and then we saw buys later on. So it might be later on today. With the news coming out at 1500, I believe that this might move this down. That's when you're going to be looking for your long-term play. To probably hold it over the Asian session, just like this did, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then again, by morning, you should be in to the upside. Exactly what it did here as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the uptrend. So when we're in an uptrend, we always have some kind of phase where we always move down, and then we have the higher time frame move. So the higher time frame move here is the move to the upside. Just be patient. There's nothing really here for us. It's not at a high. It's not at a level of recent buy pressure or sell pressure. It's just kind of consolidating here, which Monday basically does anyway. Let's have a look at the euro against the US dollar. So the euro against the US dollar did touch that level. We did see a buy on Monday. So if you got in at 1700 or 1800 on Monday, that would have been your entry. The bullish engulfing stop loss would have been below here. Not that much profit to shout about, but there is a potential another setup here. So if you're in, then keep it. The euro against the USD, euros are +1, USD is a -1.4. Long term, the euro is a +1.2, the USD is -2.5. So buys is the fundamental bias for the day. What do I think is going to happen with euro today? Well, again, we have that news. So this could make it retouch this level and then move to the upside. So if you're not in, I would wait for that news and potentially look for a re-entry. If you are in, your stop loss should be just below here. You should be absolutely fine. I think a setup probably like this is going to happen today, potentially, where we move down during the news and then we move up later on. So potentially we have a decent setup today. Yesterday was a little bit better, but it is a Monday. Doesn't really interest me personally. Let's put this, let's not make that, let's make that blue so we can see that that's a level of buy pressure and not a 4-hour zone. So yeah, that is it, guys, with gold. I do believe that we are going to get a trade today potentially for a move to the upside at that 1500. US 100 as well. Well, I'm going to be trading later. We have a potential long. So potential longs on both. Yeah, that's it, guys. The US 100 one is more long term, probably holding it for a few days. Gold, probably like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. So yeah, guys, if you want me to go through any more, let me know. Just type it in. I'm going to take a sip. Just type in the chat room. And then I shall do that. The break of the zone and retest has to be a New York session for your strat. So yeah, so for me, it has to be in the New York session. The reason why is because when I was being mentored, the person said that every single trader has a certain, right, they have certain pairs and they have a certain session that they trade. Those are what the best traders do. So he said, pick 1 or 2 currencies or indices and just pick one session to trade them in, and then just become a pro at that. So that's what I do. I just literally trade during the New York session because I know that US 100, all the volume comes in the New York session. So if you have a look at this here, 2 p.m., 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it drops off every single day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's when the volume is in this. So why would I place trades before when the main moves are going to happen there? Same with gold. So what I've noticed with gold is that the volume kind of spikes at, well, it comes in at 1 o'clock and then it goes about 4 o'clock. So every single day we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it kind of dips. So there's kind of like 3 good hours of moves here. So why would I trade it in the London session? Again, here, look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it kind of dips off again. So yeah, that's why I like to trade gold and US 100 in the US session. If you trade in currencies like the Great British Pound against the US dollar, then you can trade both. So Great British Pound against the US dollar, you can trade in the London session and the US session because it can literally have moves in both of them. So that's the reason why I don't like trading it. I like to have a definitive trading session that volume comes in. Let's have a look at this. Could you go over gold again? Yeah, so I can go over gold again. So with gold, the daily was bullish. We have 2 levels here. It's either going to come down to this level and then we see buys, or it's just going to break this level and move to the upside. So if we do get a buy, sort of like this, later on today, like this setup here that we had, which I didn't take because it was, I'm guessing there was some kind of news there, 16th of November, that I didn't like. But anyway, 16th of November, this is the exact setup we're looking for. If we have a look at the setup now, we can kind of see that if we put a zone here, look, if we just replicate it just a little bit. Right now, we're kind of here, look. If you can see. So a break will be awesome, and then we just continue moving to the upside. What's this? I mean, for example, placing pending orders above a zone so you don't miss a move like on Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, you can. I like to do it based off the bullish engulfing candle. That's just my strategy. I find that right. So this is the thing. I don't mind missing a move. I don't mind. Because I know that placing buy limit orders and sell limit orders above and below zones, a good percentage of the time, you're not going to make profit. You're probably going to hit stop loss most of the time. So that's why I don't do it. I would rather have less trades and more accuracy, because when you're managing a lot of money, I would rather have a lot more accuracy than a lot more trades, if you know what I mean. Miss and move is not a bad thing if it doesn't adhere to your strategy. So there we go. What's a bullish engulfing candle? So a bullish engulfing candle is a candle that engulfs the previous candle. So this is a bullish engulfing because it engulfs all the previous price action. This is a bullish engulfing because it engulfs all the previous price action. This is a bullish engulfing because it engulfs the previous price action. Bearish engulfing is this that we traded because it engulfs the previous price action. This is a bullish engulfing. You kind of get the drift. And when we get a bullish or bearish engulfing candle with volume, more than likely it's going to continue for the next hour or 2 hours, giving us a nice risk reward, giving us a very nice percentage that we are going to make profit in the next hour or 2 hours. And so we can put quite heavy trades on that. So that's what is a bullish and bearish engulfing candle. That's gold. Does anyone have any more questions? My leg is burning from this heater. Okay, I guess no one has any more questions. So thank you guys. There's 19 of you here today. USD CAD. Okay, we can do USD CAD quickly. Where is it? We can do that one. No, it's okay. So we have to go to the monthly time frame. Every time you do analysis, you have to go to the monthly time frame. So I'm going to delete all the remove drawings. So you go to the monthly time frame. So already I can see that this is consolidated since like 2016. So I always put my monthly zones in. And then I always check my weekly as well. So this is a monthly zone here, which I'm just going to make blue. Don't really need to put any more zones in other than my monthly upper and monthly lower zone. That's where I'm going to put my lower zone. Why am I going to put it there? Because I can see that there's buy pressure here at the top and that there's buy pressure here at the bottom. So actually the thickness of the zone is absolutely perfect. Once I've done that, I go to the weekly zone. So I'm like zoning in. And I try and find levels of buy and sell pressure at this timeline. So let's have a look at this. So I like to have my weekly yellow. So I can see that there's buy pressure there. Does the thickness make sense? So we're catching the sell pressure here and the buy pressure there. We've also got buy pressure here and sell pressure here. Fair enough. We do have a upper level I can see here. So we do have sell pressure at this level just up here. Okay, so we are catching that and this level here. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to go to the daily. On the daily, I can see that we have very nice level of buy pressure here. So that will be a daily zone. A little bit thicker though. Okay. Looks like we're in an uptrend. High highs, high low, high high, high low. We've just hit the weekly zone though. So lots and lots of sell pressure here. We haven't been able to break this since, well, never. October 2022, it bounced. 15th of March 2023, it bounced and potentially going to bounce now. So potentially going to be looking for moves to the downside here. So USD CAD, broken the uptrend, touched the weekly. We're going all the way down to the daily. It seems like, we have a daily lower here. Do we have a daily upper? Potentially at this level. Okay, so we've broken that daily, we've broken the high there. So that needs to be a little bit thicker. Catching the price action there, look. So we've got buys there, sells there. Top and the bottom of the zone. That's what determines your thickness. So, bro, we've broken the daily, we've broken the uptrend. I'm going to be looking for sells here. The US dollar is a minus 2.5. The CAD's a minus 1.7 long term. So long term, it's moving to the downside. Short term, the USD is still weaker than the CAD. So moves to the downside. Where's your TP going to be? We're going to go to the 4 hour to determine where TP is going to be here. So you've got a number of TPs here. You're probably going to move all the way down to the daily lower zone. But you can take TPs on the way. So you've got previous price action here, buy pressure and sell pressure here. That's what determines the thickness of your zone. So you've got one there. You've also got one here as well. Which obviously goes back to here as well. So I'm just going to make this a little bit thicker. There we go. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3 TPs. We've already had exhaustion. I believe that we are going to probably get a better entry though. So look for a move to the upside. Sellers to come in. And you're going to be looking for moves to the downside. I believe it's going to move something like this. Buy pressure here, obviously. Boom. Touch this level. Move down. Obviously, a little bit of buy pressure here. Before it eventually moves and breaks. And then obviously, retouch of this level. Before it moves down. So you can get a lot of plays here. A lot of plays. So you're looking for a sell at the round level of 1.36500 now. That's what you're looking for now. Okay. Short here. Depending where you want your TP to be. Simple as that. And then obviously when this breaks, you're looking for trades at the other round level of 1.35600, etc., etc., etc. Have you traded something like that? Place trades on every move. It depends if the setup happens. So if this setup happens, and then I'll take it. If this setup happens, I'll take it. If this setup happens, and then I'll take it. What I used to do is I used to place like a sell here with a stop loss like above here, TP all the way down here and just let it ride. But obviously you can get a lot more from having a smaller stop loss and just waiting for that. Did it work out? Yeah, it was good for when I was working full time and I didn't have time on the charts. So yeah, it kind of worked. But obviously I was working, couldn't really manage it. It would be like 400-500 up and then I'd be at break even and I didn't really understand the moves of the market. So it was pretty much stressful when I couldn't manage it all the time. But yeah, decent, man. Pretty good. Like stop loss was just really dramatic. So that like the only way I would hit stop loss is if this if this move just absolutely just starts to move upwards, which again the trade would be invalid anyway. So that's another way of trading, just placing like a limit order, having a very dramatic stop loss, and then just catching the whole move to the downside or to the upside. So yeah. So that's it, guys. That is it. I shall see you all at 2 p.m. And yeah, there we go. Take care, guys. Have a good day, and I shall see you at 2 p.m. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.